Okay, so talking about Derrick White, we mentioned off the top that he was not playing in that game against Cleveland due to getting some rest. But overall, his play has been up and down for this team. So when he does come back, how do you two foresee him contributing to the team's recent success?
I'm hoping that Derrick White has what I would call a Jordan Walsh moment, where he just inexplicably start doing the things that you were hoping that he would be doing all along. And the difference is that Derrick White, we know he can do it. We know that he can be a shot maker. We know he can be a difference maker at both ends of the floor. It's just that for whatever reason, he has not been able to do it with the kind of consistency that I think he needs to play at. And I think it's going to help him if Peyton Pritchard can continue to be that solid number two option, because that would take a little bit of the pressure off of Derrick White to be that number two guy. Maybe he's more comfortable being the number three guy. We'll find out as the season progresses. But his ability, as Gary pointed out earlier, his ability to play at a level close to what we've seen in the past takes the Celtics team from being kind of a bubble team to get into the playoffs to maybe a team that's fighting for home court advantage potentially. If guys are able to play with the kind of consistency that we're seeing as of late.
Yeah, I think Derrick just needs to have, play with that supreme confidence and understand that he is a very, very good NBA player. The good news is for a Celtics fan, he's starting to trend up. Peyton, okay, so November is now over. Believe it or not, we're in December.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Gary, for the update.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Sherrod. You're welcome, Sherrod. And rent's due. Today's the first, so rent due. So help out the landlord. Anyway, in November, including that 42-point game, obviously last night, Sunday night in Cleveland, Peyton in November shot 41% from three and averaged almost 19 points a game. So Peyton is starting to trend up, right? Peyton had a terrible October, 17% from three. He was 8 for 46 from three. Offensive rating was 117. His offensive rating in November, Peyton was 131. So 14 points higher. We're starting to see the Peyton that we expected. Okay. Derrick was equally, shot 32% from the field, 25% from three. This is in October. In November, still 38%, 39% from the field for White, but almost 36% from three. So his offensive rating went from 105, which is not good, to 117, 12 points. So he's starting to trend up, right? You're starting to see the Derrick White, but it's not as consistent. It's not as much. Now, he was money in the win over Sherrod's Pistons, right? In Minnesota, he didn't do a lot until the last few minutes. He had a couple of shots. You need to see more consistent Derrick White. And I just think he is one of those players that we talked before, and I always mentioned our friend Jordan Crawford, just having that supreme confidence that he is always the best player on the floor. Derrick's one of those guys that his confidence can sometimes waver, and that you're not sure whether he believes he's the best player on the floor. And you want him to believe, Derrick, just take those shots. Take it with confidence, because this game is 90% mental. I learned that when I was a kid from my father. The game is 90% mental, 10% physical, right? So for Derrick, I think it's mental. And I just think Derrick needs to play with that supreme confidence, quit getting down on himself, and just play ball. And that player will show. And that's what you need to see.
And this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the best place to turn your sports knowledge into cash. With millions of members, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win cash. Prize Picks is also the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Jalen Hurts passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. You can also follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. How do you get in? It's really simple to do. You just download the app today. Use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Use the code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is good to be right.
The good news is almost 36% from three in November. He's not been terrible, but he just hasn't been as good as I think we all expected him to see. Some people were thinking maybe potential all-star bid, all-star consideration. He might get a vote or two. That second guy, that number two guy, maybe Peyton would be number three. What's kind of been Peyton number two, Derrick number three. But Derrick also has made winning plays in terms of block shots, rebounds, things. He got a key steal against Sherrod's Pistons. This dude, he does it. It's just knocking down those open shots, being that offensive force that I think we know he can do. He's capable of. So I think he just needs to play with more confidence. A better Derrick obviously makes us a better team, and it makes them an East contender. Maybe not to win the East, but right now, you look at the East is it's a bunch of damn teams who are just up and down pretty much. The Celtics are, if I can look at the wins and losses here, thank you. The Celtics.
My hood research.
Yeah, do my hood research. The Celtics are
carry the 1 to the 7.
Exactly. This is my hood math is working here. Let me see. The Celtics are 8th in the East, 5 games back of Sherrod's Pistons, right? But the rest of the East, they're 2.5 back of second. So it's they can make a run here.
They could be in second place this week.
Exactly. Like New York's good, but New York's 10-1 at home, 3-5 on the road. Toronto's cooled off since that hot start. They're 14-7. Miami's cooling off a little bit, but they're playing well. Atlanta's up and down. Orlando's up and down. Cleveland is just a half a game better than the Celtics. And Cleveland, I picked just because I didn't want to pick Oklahoma City again, even though
Gary's Cavs.
Yes. They're 12-9. They're just a half a game up. So the Celtics are putting themselves in good shape here. The Celtics are now ahead of the Sixers. Remember, the Sixers got off to that really hot start, and then they're ahead of the Bulls. Remember, the Bulls got off to that hot start. The Bulls are 3-7 in their last 10. The Bulls are cooling off. The Bucks are completely out of it at this point, 9-12. So the Celtics are in this. And it's only, they've been blessed with some good health, but it's only going to get better if they get a better Derrick White. Because I think Jalen, we've seen is who he is, right? He's going to drop 28 a game. Peyton is starting to trend up, 42 points in his last game, but nearing that 20-point per game thing that we expected. And now it's time for Derrick to step up.
Derrick, if you're listening, we believe in you.
Thanks, Coach Kwani.
Put him in, Coach.
Now everyone gets fruit snacks before we get out of here, right?